This is Audra Polstra. I am doing a vocal interpretation, ASL to English, of NAD priorities from an NAD vlog that was posted on YouTube July 24th, 2020. Formal interpretation. Here we go. Forgot to hit play. So, do you want a recommendation for an NAD conference and to determine how to make it a priority? Well, you can find that out here. First, you have to be a member of NAD, and then you can make the recommendation and bring it up to the board to feel like that the NAD needs to focus on that priority issue. There is a form that you have to fill out to present before that they have the conference, and there is a deadline for it. If you miss the deadline, then that issue will not be discussed or bring before the board. So please pay attention to that deadline. It is important. If you have a suggestion in mind, then I encourage you to figure things out by doing research about it, especially if it's been around for many years, before bringing it up to the board. So when you're done typing out the form online and you answer the questions in complete sentences, you could type it out in English, or you have the option to sign it in ASL. You have to post it on our blog, and we already have the form ready at hand. It is important that you must have both clear English and ASL to make sure we understand what your point is, to figure out how we need to make these situations to improve them, to discuss them. You have to bring this up to the NAD board member, to an organization and state agency, but the organization cannot have their name on it. But you can put the name of the organization on it and have the individual's name as well. But can't be a general organization, has to be a specific organization. The committee will have a specific code to apply to each issue that is brought to us to discuss. The issue that you write out, please make sure that it is clear and that you have your facts and data checked to support the issue that you want to discuss, how it impacts the people of the community. So please include that information. Make sure there's no missing data. Make sure you have everything that you need in it. At the conference itself, we will have delegates and other members questioning about it. Please make sure you have your answers ready to be answered, and make sure you have the facts provided. Once you provide this information, we will send it to members and other organizations and agencies to evaluate it. And during the conference, we will have facts to discuss, and other individuals and corporations will evaluate the subject at hand. It is your responsibility to go through this process. If you can't go to the conference itself, that's fine. You can ask someone else to be your sub to go to the conference to see what the verdict is from the bailiff. Once you fill out your suggestions, there are 5 parts that you have to state very clearly. The first is the topic at hand. Make sure that you have your name on it, what the topic is, what you feel is missing from the community and that NAD needs to discuss. that if we do have a problem, how do we fix that? It might be fixable, it might not be fixable. It might be something that is already happened and something that we might already support. And to figure out how we can help fix the issue. Make sure you have a rational reason as to why you believe that NAD board members during this vote should be brought up to the committee to decide how to make this a priority, or if we need to make it a priority at all. Please explain that in detail. Please explain the data and the facts that you have with it. And lastly, the funding, how it impacts our community and how the funding will help bring that about. What kind of charges need to be done, what kind of work needs to be done, if the staff of NAD needs to get involved, if we need to hire out and recruit contractors, if it needs to be a group discussion, if it needs to be an international discussion, those kind of things. Those 5 categories are very important that needs to be answered. Make sure you have your point noted. We have 3 things that need to be clarified. It's called the 3C. The first C, to make sure it's clear and comprehensible. For example, a description of someone's clothing, what the issue needs to be addressed, who the delegates are during the court conference, where it's going to be, a recommendation of how to resolve the issue, if it requires a larger audience or not, with the reason. Make sure you have both sides so we know how the delegates should vote, how things are run. For finances, on how it makes an impact in the community, especially with the NAD, if they need to gather a lump sum to figure out which person needs to be involved, like the amount of delegates and how they will pay a bill to have a total of how much the cost will be. Make sure that's provided in your summary and it is fully and completed. Thank you very much.